Life of a skater. Get your fucking tools. Alright, so... Oh wait, look at that snow. Look at that snow. I wonder what's in that stadium. Is that the U of T stadium? I don't know. I think it is. So, this is writing business proposals part 2. See how skinny I am? Documentation. February 25th. Okay. Avoiding gatekeeper. This book is called $1 Million Consulting Proposals by Alan Weiss. Or Weiss. It's spelled Weiss. He wrote another book on consulting that it basically gives different names for the same concepts that you can find in other places. I gotta zoom in a bit, but he calls it the gravity wheel. It basically is what I discussed in the last video, introduction to writing business proposals, which is that the more physical involvement something demands of you, the more value it is. Like if I can come into a person's office and sit down with their staff with the computer and they sit beside me, that's more of my presence. But it's much better for them to learn and they can share with each other, right? And when they have technical problems, I can go right up to them and fix the problem right away. Versus online, like say over a video call. I mean, I have a tool that lets me take control of people's desktops, so I can still do that. But just telling them how to press the keys and stuff like that, because I have an entire system that's basically, it's just like I don't want to actually give it a label because I don't want to devalue it. So, $1 Million Consulting Proposals. Okay, this one's good for talking about situation appraisals. I like that headline. Avoiding gatekeepers, intermediaries. You know, this is all just this is important stuff. I would definitely recommend you buy this book, but I'm going to get to the meat and potatoes, which is the sections, the architecture, okay? Situation appraisal, the 9 key components, okay? This book is perfect for giving you the structure that you can do yourself. Sometimes templates are good, but sometimes they don't have enough detail, you know? And the good thing about using like proposal writing applications, SaaS applications. When I say apps, I don't mean phone apps. I mean professional grade SaaS applications, cloud-based technologies. Okay, built on Amazon Web Services usually, or DigitalOcean, hosted on DigitalOcean or AWS, top of the line security. Okay, so situation appraisal. What does he say? What and the why. So the situation appraisal is the what and the why. 2-paragraph description of why you and the buyer are discussing this project. And I would go deeper to say like, I think he has a section called metrics, but yeah, let's just see what he has to say. Okay, so he's objectives, right? That's number 2. So this is still basically the introduction. And I like how he just skips executive summary. Like executive summary is nice, but he just goes right into it. Like these are the core elements, okay? Situation appraisal. Objectives. And situation appraisal could be like, well, I don't know. I'll show you as I write them, but you get the idea. Objectives has 3 elements, metrics and value, okay? So in case you couldn't read that. Objectives, metrics, and value are classed in the same section, according to his model. What? An objective is a business outcome or result that is to be achieved. Why? These are improved client conditions that generate value and ultimately ROI. How? So we have what, why, and how. State the objectives gained during the conceptual agreement phase. Oh yeah, he talks about the conceptual agreement phase. This is before you write the proposal. Pre-proposal meeting, because sometimes it takes like a discovery call, it's called, which is not the first call, but the first call is the cold call, or the qualifying call, you could call it that. That's where you qualify to see if they're interested and just see if they're ready and willing to buy. I mean, you don't ask it directly, but you know what I mean? You have your own criteria. Like, have you bought this software in the last, or have you spent over $10,000 on this type of software in the last year? If they say yes, then they're qualified. You know what I'm saying? And that's on the discovery call. That's what, no, sorry, that's on the cold call, the first call, the first contact. That's why it's called the qualifying call. Okay, then once they're qualified on that same call, or on the next call, you can split them up, but then you do the discovery call, which is where you discover their situation. You ask them some questions. You ask their permission to call them back on the first call, right? You always ask, and then on the discovery call, at the end of that conversation, you book an appointment, you book a demo, or you book or you can go straight for the RFP. Like, can I send you a proposal, or can you send me a proposal, depending on whether you're the buyer or seller in that situation. But and then once you get the customer, you create a project for that customer, but we're still not there yet. But okay, so we have objectives. Like, objectives and metrics are different. So that's like qualitative, or I wouldn't, is that called, yeah, qualitative, quantitative. Your metrics should match your objectives. So for example, I want to get 30 new clients this month. What is your metric? Okay, your metric is number of clients acquired, number of new clients, and then, but you could also do it at a specific conversion rate, right? Because every time you run a campaign, which is just a series of calls, appointments, emails, direct mails in the mail. Every time you run a campaign, it costs you money. So the number of clients that you convert, and the number of new clients you convert from leads to prospects to customers, and you want to track different metrics for each of those. So how many leads did I convert to prospects? How long did it take? Right? That's the same question. And then the cost over that. And then how many did I convert to customers? And then the metric would also be cost per acquisition, not just raw customers acquired, because not all customers are profitable, first of all, and because and you might be spending too much money to acquire a customer that's not worth it in the long run, right? So there's all kinds of metrics too, and they're based on time, money, and conversion of one entity from one state to another state, or into another entity, okay? Because lead entities get converted into prospect entities when an opportunity transaction is created. Prospect entities get converted to customers when after the proposal is signed by both parties, okay? That's when the opportunity gets converted into a sales order, and the sales order can have a project attached to it, and the project, and on all these records, like the opportunity record pushes data into the sales record. In other words, the sales order sources from the opportunity record, and then the project record sources from the sales order, okay? And the project is associated to the project, and the customer records are basically created automatically, okay? Together at the same time. Once an opportunity is converted to a sales order and a project, that prospect record associated with that opportunity record, the prospect turns into the customer, and the opportunity turns into the project, okay? And then in your proposal, so this is during the phase where the opportunity record is prevalent. Like, all your proposals are attached to the opportunity record, okay? That's why I told you all that complicated jargon about the prospect and the opportunity record. The proposal is a bid that gets negotiated, so you'll have multiple versions of the same proposal going back and forth, and you want your different versions saved on the opportunity record. So the opportunity record is basically a history of bids and counter bids submitted.